You know, it's been awesome just to sit here and sing some of these amazing Christmas carols. I think it's really great when we get to sit here and just have the words in front of us and sing them all the way through. I think we spend a lot of our years just singing parts of Christmas carols. We never quite sing the whole thing. We don't really contemplate the words that are there. But when we look at it and we really start to think about the joy that this day represents, I mean, it is amazing. Christ has come to visit us. You know, I think one of the challenges is this season has lost a lot of its meaning, or original meaning. Lauren and I were out, we're driving around, we're looking at some Christmas lights, and I'm busy evaluating the ones I like and don't like, but we won't get into that. But there's so few manger scenes. But Santa, you see Santa everywhere. We've seen also some Christmas dinosaurs, which this was, I don't really remember Christmas dinosaurs, but we saw a Christmas cow, just a cow out there by himself. It wasn't like he was in the manger, it was just a cow. Then there's reindeer, but I think what's really happened is, you know, there's been a commercialization of Christmas, obviously. I would even go that there's been a pansification. And you may be wondering, what did I just say? So think in terms of it, it's like being pansified. It's pansy-ish. It's pansies. Because what's happened, why do I say that? Because it's become about cartoons and magic and elves and Santa Claus. I like Santa Claus as much as the next guy. But, you know, Santa Claus doesn't deserve to be elevated above Jesus. I mean, if you're looking at the season, he's more like, you know, a jovial accessory, okay? A little sidekick. Shouldn't be out in front. But yet, if you watch so many of the movies and so many things you see, there's all this talk about Christmas magic and wonder and the spirit of the season and giving, and we're not mentioning why. Jesus is the reason for the season. You know, I love the song, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. You know, it says, Hail the heavenly Prince of Peace. This is the third verse. Hail the heavenly Prince of Peace. Hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings. Risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by. Born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth. Born to give them second birth. I mean, isn't that what we celebrate every time somebody gets baptized? It's that second birth. We're all gathered around, ask a couple of questions. But the second question, what is your great confession? Jesus is Lord. And everybody goes, amen. There's cheering. If it's somebody's child, parents are crying. They've lived for that day. They get baptized, they come out, and they're all smiles. It's that second birth. It's the fact that God has had mercy on us. You know, the other day, Lori and I were driving down, we were actually on the highway, traveling to get with a couple that was kind of going through a rough time, and we're going, and we get off the highway, and I was busy talking. I had something really important to say, so I was getting it out. And I was not paying attention to my speed. So I got off the highway, and I took the off-ramp, and it was flowed so easily, I was kind of like, I was still cooking close to highway speed, which was not good. And there was a state trooper there. And he observed also that this was not good. And he got behind me, and he lit me up, and I was like, oh, this is sad. This is very sad. I'm guilty. You know, and so he pulls in, and he's like, you know, he comes up to me, and I'm like, sorry. He didn't care that I was sorry. I found him to be honestly rude. I was disappointed in the whole experience. It wasn't even like, you know, I hate to do this or whatever, but, you know, you were going a little fast, and I realized, you know, Christmas season, I got none of that. I got a driver's license, you know, registration, I'll be back with you. But it was very curt, unloving, uncaring. Goes back to his car, I'm like, well, maybe the Christmas spirit's going to hit. Comes back to me. No Christmas spirit. Here's your options. Here's option number 1. Yeah, by the way, I didn't give you a break. Sometimes I lower it, change the fine. Nope, full fine for you. Then, here's, you can go get driving school. And, if you choose to fight it in court, we will certainly crush you. But it's right there. You can go to that number 5. I got home. I'm researching online. I'm trying to figure my way around it. Because I tell you what, there was no compassion. There was no care and concern that as I was on a mission of mercy. And he certainly did not offer to pay my fine. That never entered his mind. I paid it yesterday. I hated it. You got to fill in your information. You go, submit. Then you hear as it gets sucked out of your bank account. It's like I put a pile of money on my desk and lit it on fire. That's what it felt like. I just burned it. Colossians chapter 1, verse 21, it says, once you were alienated and hostile in your minds because of your evil actions. Was I speeding? Yes. Was I guilty? Yes. Did I deserve it? Yeah, I would say so. I was looking for mercy. But that's relatively minor because I could actually pay the fine. All I had to do, burn a little cash, but I'm good. But you see, all of us were alienated and hostile to God because of the evil actions that we've done. The evil actions, really, if you want to sum up evil actions, it's going in your own way. Some people's evil actions look worse than others when you read them in the newspaper. But God's not up in heaven going, wow, pride's not really as big a deal as, violence. It's like, no, it's a big deal. Violence is a big deal. Pride is a big deal. Substance abuse is a big deal. Immorality, impurity, arrogance, greed, selfish ambition. We can name all the things of evil. And we know the evil that we've done personally. You see, really, if we're in touch, we can never be somebody who goes, oh, thank goodness I haven't been as bad as you. That would show an extreme level of self-unawareness. Because we've all been evil. We've all been hostile to God. In verse 22, though, it says, but. Yeah, it's really bad. But sometimes the but is not good. But here, now he, Jesus, has reconciled you by his physical body through his death. So now there's a reconciliation that can take place. Why? Because Jesus died for you, for me. Really the interesting thing is we sin, we got only one way out. We pay with our death. But Jesus lived a perfect life. So he didn't have to pay with his death. So basically, Jesus had two tickets. His sin-free life that would get him into heaven, and also his death, which would get him into heaven. So he took the ticket that he had left, death, and spent that to save us in our place. 2, so you would avoid going to jail? No. To present you holy, faultless, and blameless before him. So we go from maximum punishment to maximum happiness. Because we're now faultless. We're holy, faultless, and blameless. What does that mean? That means eternity with God. That means heaven. That means forgiveness. That means general awesomeness forever. Forever. Because of what Jesus chose to do. As we've been singing about how amazing it is that he came to earth, all the ramifications of that. That honestly, when you step back and look at it, Jesus is like the amazing superhero of all superheroes. We get all caught up in the Marvel and the DC comics and all those kind of action movies. They don't hold a candle to Jesus. He came to die to give us a second birth. Jesus is the reason for the season.